Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. Last week, Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu was in the United States. He had a meeting with President Obama on Monday. We're not sure exactly what took place in that meeting, but I think we may have some indication by what the Prime Minister said on Tuesday during his address to the United Nations General Assembly. He said during that address, which incidentally was one of the finest I've ever heard him give, he quoted the prophet Amos in a very poignant passage, it seems to me, where Amos says in Amos chapter 9, "I will bring back my exiled people Israel. They will rebuild the ruined cities and live in them. They'll plant vineyards and drink their wine. They'll make gardens and eat their fruit. I will plant Israel in their own land, never again to be uprooted from the land I have given them, says Yahweh Almighty." Strong verse. A prophecy being fulfilled. But then he concludes his message at the UN by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, Israel will never acquiesce to nuclear arms in the hands of a rogue regime that repeatedly promises to wipe us off the map. Against such a threat, Israel will have no choice but to defend itself. I want there to be no confusion at this point. Israel will not allow Iran to get nuclear weapons. If Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. Israel will know in standing alone that they will be defending many, many others." Now, why did he end his statement like that? I don't know, but I can guess that he said that Israel will stand alone because he got no assurances from President Obama that the United States would stand with them if Israel takes military action against Iran. He's been very hesitant of that, and I think we can see his whole response to Syria as a model, if you will, as a prelude to how he might respond. It was very annoying, disappointing to hear him say that statement, knowing that it's true. And I think we have to be aware that most of the nation's leaders do not trust each other. It's a matter of trust. And why is that? Well, I think God tells us basically why that is in Daniel chapter 4, where Daniel says, "The Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men, and he gives them to anyone that he wishes, and he places over them the lowliest men, basest of men." And why does he do that? You'd think he'd want to place over his creation godly men, men of ethics, men of morality. But that's by and large not the case. There are some notable exceptions, I will agree. But by and large, that's not the case. They're not men of the word. They can't be trusted. And I think he advises us that that's the case. Why does he do that? So that we'll not focus on political leaders as our saviors, that they can handle all the problems. Other leaders don't trust them. And why is that? It's probably because they recognize in these other leaders the self-centeredness and the ego-driven attitude that they have as they themselves have. So God says, don't look to them. Look to me. We're told to pray. We're told to pray for our leaders. 1 Timothy 2, pray for kings and those in authority. And how should we pray? Well, we pray for wisdom. We pray for prudence in the decision-making, the policies that they make. But I think in most cases, we should pray that God would restrain them, contain them. As a matter of fact, Hosea was told to pray for his adulterous wife. In Hosea chapter 1, he says, "Therefore I will block her path with thorn bushes," obstacles, painful obstacles. "I will wall her in so that she cannot find her way." And I think that should be a consideration. We need to pray for God's restraint on these leaders. Look to him for our welfare and our grace. Don't look to our leaders for that. It's not going to come. But look to him for the grace and the protection and the welfare that only he can give. So with that in mind, till next week, Od Ki Avo Shiloh, or until Messiah comes, Yivaraka Yahweh. God bless you.